All right, this video is going around the internet, and it's this reporter trying to make Trump look bad.
All the lying, all the dishonesties.
That who has done?
You have done.
In this video, we're going to break down this interaction. This is so funny. I've watched this probably 10 times, and we're going to analyze a couple different things. First of all, what Trump did. I'm going to talk about what he did well in this interaction. I'm also going to talk about the guy who asked him that question. But the reason we're going to break this down is because you can learn something socially that you can use in your own life when somebody tries to talk down to you or get you to look bad. So let's watch this clip. We'll break down exactly what happened.
Please.
So, Mr. President, after 3.5 years, do you regret at all the lying you've done to the American people? On
All the what?
everything. All the lying, all the dishonesties.
That who has done?
You have done. Tens of thousands.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Please. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask about the payroll tax.
100% ignored. If you started this clip right after he started ignoring him, you would have no idea that that dude was asking him a ridiculous, rude question. So what does that accomplish? You always want to refrain from showing any emotional reaction when somebody tries to make fun of you. So I don't care if you're a third grader and you're, like I was, a heavyweight in the schoolyard and someone's calling you fat. I don't care if you're at work and some new guy's calling you a dummy. You cannot show an emotional reaction just like Trump displays right here, because what happens if you do? If you show emotional reaction, what you are sub-communicating through your action, you're not saying it directly, but you might as well be, is you're saying, I think you are higher status than me. Why? Because people who feel like they truly are higher status have no emotional reaction. If you're playing with your niece and nephew and they say something to you, say, oh, you're dumb. Do you care? No. Because you have way higher social status than they do, so you don't care. Or think of somebody else, maybe at your workplace or something that you have positional authority over. You really don't care what they say because you feel like you have higher status. So you're showing your whole hand when you get mad and get reactive to people who are trying to make you look bad, like this reporter did. Now look at this reporter when he talks. What do you see here?
All the lying you've done to the American people. On
All the what?
everything. All the lying, all the dishonesties.
That who has done?
You have done. Tens of thousands.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Please.
He's incredibly nervous. All the telltale signs. He's jumpy with his words. He's jumping around. His hands on his face. Trump asks him a follow-up question and he can't even do it. And then the most telling thing is the minute Trump starts talking, the dude stops talking. He was waiting for Trump to talk over him, meaning he didn't want an answer to this. He wasn't posing a real question. He just wanted to get up there and say this. And as things get closer, as we get closer to the election, you're going to see more people in these situations asking these really over-the-top questions that aren't even questions. They're just trying to make Trump look bad. I don't know enough about how these pressers work, about how the people get in, how they pick the people that actually ask the questions. But it seems pretty random because I've seen some pretty people I haven't seen before kind of randomly thrown in there who are intentionally trying to make Trump look bad, but this is going to continue. And so by being able to handle that, Trump is able to come out on top and diffuse the situation without playing into what this guy wanted. What would have been the worst thing Trump could have done? Will get super wound up and like, what are you talking about? Name one time I lied. It would not be to his favor. There's literally no upside of doing that. And for you, there's no upside in doing that at all in any situation. Think it through. Think of a time that you heard someone else getting made fun of or put down or tried to make look bad, that evoking or showing an emotional reaction did them a favor, did them a positive, made them look better. Never. And I'll tell you one thing. When you do this, the most powerful thing you can do to put someone else down is to just completely ignore them like they're not there. I mean, it just drops other people's confidence to the ground immediately. So you need to learn the skill of being able to completely shut off your emotion. Because what are you going to feel when someone does that? You're going to feel super mad. You're going to feel like defending yourself, especially if it's not true. You're going to feel like setting them straight. You're not going to let them talk over you. But there's occasions, like instances like this, where being completely silent and not saying anything and completely ignoring it is the best thing to do. Now look at this guy, just laugh at this guy, because the guy he asked the question to was not ready for it, because he couldn't believe Trump didn't have a reaction. So he goes, yes, ask the question. I wanted to ask you about the payroll tax.
Tens of
Yeah,
thousands.
go ahead, please. Please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask about the payroll tax.
This guy's phenomenal. But when you get made fun of, when someone tries to put you down, what do? Do you feel like you always have a quick comeback to put them in their place, to check them, to make them look bad? Because you need to have that down. And if you don't have that, that's something you can learn. I got another video right here where I'll teach you how you can always have, I call it a quick and witty comeback. So you basically categorize the kind of joke they make at you. Is it really nasty or is it possibly good-natured? And then boom, you automatically have 10 different comebacks that you can come back with at any time that are so sharp. The goal is for it to be so good that you actually look better defending yourself because your comeback is so good than if the person would have never made fun of you at all. Think of how powerful that is. Now, not only are you not worried that someone's going to make fun of you, but you almost hope that they do because it's going to give you a chance to crack one of these comebacks. So you can touch or click right here, and I'll walk you through that right now.